your skin is swollen, you leave scales everywhere. And so I had to redesign my wardrobe to cover my body.
How long have you been having skin problems?
13 years.
And how did it start? Like,
Kind of the trifecta of when so many bad things happen to you at once. Kids were in college, divorce. I my I was a pharmacist for Walmart, and they ended that division. So we got pink slipped, and they just said, try to find another job. And then at my age, there weren't as many jobs because there's a market value for pharmacists. So they only wanted to hire the young kids out of college, and I couldn't find a job, and that's all I'd ever done. So all of a sudden, it started on my legs, and it went everywhere, and it was so bad that when I went into Kaiser, her face it was swollen everywhere, and she said, we're putting you on methotrexate right now because otherwise I have to put you in the hospital. And I was feeling bad, but I didn't know how bad it was. And so it cleared up within 6 days. And she said, that never happens. It's because you're such a healthy person that your response to this drug was so fast. And I said, well, I don't want to stay on it because I'm kind of a naturalist. And so after about 6 months, I weaned myself off, and it came back, and it comes in waves, but that's the worst I've ever had it.
wow. And so how is it affecting your day-to-day life?
Well, at the time I was divorced. So you're ugly, your skin is swollen, you leave scales everywhere you sit. And so I had to redesign my wardrobe to cover my body. And so I couldn't even put my feet in my shoes. I had sort of let it go because I wanted to pretend like it wasn't there. And it it was obviously really bad. And but I never I I don't know if I was depressed, but it was my entire life was centered around getting up and dressing appropriately
Oh
so I
my
wouldn't
gosh.
scare people.
And when did you hear about us, Skinesa?
Well, thanks to social media, I guess I search enough online for because I'm always helping people. Even though I'm a retired pharmacist, if somebody calls me with a problem, I do research and I try to help them find. I'm a supplement pharmacist, and so I'm always looking for I take probably about 7 supplements anyway, but it just helps my body in general. And so it popped up one day on Instagram, and the
And
pictures looked like my legs. The pictures that you have on your website looked very similar to mine.
is that what finally made you decide to purchase, or?
Yes, and the immediate the it, you guys had said 3 months, and that was kind of what it took, which makes sense. When I had seen the nutritionist in Beverly Hills, she said, I want you to take this whatever probiotic she gave me, 8 months. And when I went back, it still wasn't where she wanted me to be. So that I know that it's a long-term process and that you have to stay on it.
Right, absolutely. No, were you skeptical about Skinesa Skin Probiotic working for your skin specifically, or?
Well, it's funny because I'm a real positive person. And I think my ex-husband used to say I was always in la la land, but I like la la land because I thought, oh, this is going to work. I saw the pictures, and a lot of times the pictures are not real believable, but your before and afters were pretty good. And and I felt like the cost was good for me. That was reasonable. And and then I told I have 4 sisters, and I told them all that I was trying it, and that would let them know. And because they all have little skin issues. And so I was positive. I felt like it was going to work.
What would you tell people that are thinking about trying Skinesa?
Well, with my medical background, um, I think there's a disconnect with health with supplements. We don't get enough from any of the food. I mean, the trace elements are really missing, and probiotics are really essential. And I was taking one, it just wasn't as specific. And if you ever go to Whole Foods, they've got probiotics for every little specific thing. And now I realize how important that is to have it targeted. And this Skinesa is targeted. And that's what makes it different than some of the other ones. And I think people can't believe that a capsule, a vitamin, a supplement could have that much power, but it does.
It's terrible how bad people are suffering. It's absolutely terrible. And like
Well,
you
and it's
said,
way
there's not a
worse.
solution out there for everybody with the way that medicine, with all of the, topical solutions. Sometimes, like I stated earlier, the reason why this product exists is because there's a gut microbiome portion that is not being addressed by medicine, Western medicine.
No, I know, and there have been books written about it, and I have enough. I was pre-med before I went into pharmacy, and it's so fascinating to me, and that something like a probiotic could and everything, all of your absorption is in the gut anyway. I mean, all of your hormones, everything that is essential to you is that's where it kind of starts, and then in the colon. And what I realize is that you just have to stick with it, and I think it was like the fourth month with Skinesa that I really saw the difference, and it was coming down over my eyebrows like a cap. And I wore hats, and my boss was asking me why I was wore hats, and I showed him. He was like, "Oh," And then as a pharmacist, I met a lady who had it in her on her eyelid, inside her eyes,
Oh my
and
gosh, that sounds
she
brutal.
was crying at the register, and I had it on my neck, so I was wearing turtlenecks in the summer. I mean, it was bad.
It's brutal. Well, I'm glad that you found something that works for you and you have some healthier skin. And I really appreciate that you jumped on this call and to share your point of view and your experience so I can share it with other people, and we can continue to help more and more people. So thank you so much, Donalyn.
There's a significant increase with skin issues, and yeah, it's a lot of the food. There are bad things in the food, but um, we're just missing a lot of the nutrients that we need. And for some reason, whatever you figured out really works. And so I'm very happy. I told all my sisters about it. They're on it because of me.
Yeah,
And I'm 70
absolutely.
and trying to go backwards. So I'll take anything that
Yeah, you look
helps.
great. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining the call. I appreciate it. And I hope you have a great weekend.
Thank you.